The first night on my Viking longship, I sat down at that big glass window, watched the river slide past, and thought, this is going to be perfect. 8 days later, I had made every dining mistake you can make on this ship. 5 of them to be exact, and most of them in the first 48 hours. Today I'm going to walk you through all 5 so you don't repeat them. And the last one? That's the mistake that cost me a whole afternoon in a town I will probably never see again. I didn't even notice it was happening until it was too late, because once you understand that one, you'll eat differently for the entire trip. So let me take you back to that first dinner. I'd built this trip up in my head for months. Every brochure, every photo. I walked into that dining room expecting a 5-star tasting menu 3 times a day. The first dinner was beautiful. The second was fine. By the third, I caught myself disappointed over a plate that, looking back, was perfectly good food. The problem wasn't the kitchen, it was the impossible bar I had set in my head. Viking's food is great, but it's an excellent hotel restaurant, not a celebrity chef's tasting menu. The second I adjusted my lens, the meals became highly enjoyable again. But lowering my expectations at dinner didn't prepare me for the absolute chaos of breakfast. You see, I strolled into breakfast right at the busiest time, same as everyone else heading out for their morning excursion. And the dining room hit me like a highway at rush hour. Everybody merging into the same lane at the same time. My omelet sat in a queue, my coffee took forever, and by the time I had a plate in front of me, I was already watching the clock for my tour. So the next morning I changed one thing. I came in 20 minutes later, after that crowd cleared out. Same omelet station, same food, but half the wait. I sat with my coffee instead of idling in traffic. 20 minutes was the whole difference. Now that I had the timing sorted out, I got comfortable, maybe too comfortable, because that night I made a quieter mistake. The menu had a dish drowning in a rich cream sauce. It looked heavy. Part of me knew it, but I didn't want to be that guy asking for changes. So I ordered it exactly as it was printed and pushed half of it aside. I was a little let down, but the next night, I finally asked, can you please put the sauce on the side and also grilled, not fried? The waiter didn't even blink. Turns out the kitchen does this all day. The menu, I learned, is a starting point, not a contract. Ask and you will almost always get the meal you actually wanted instead of the one that happened to be printed. Then came the wine, and a surprise I should have seen coming. See, I had pictured a long rotating list that I could explore one glass at a time. What I found with the included pours was simpler, a red and white that rotated without much room to roam. Night 1 I felt a little shortchanged, but that was a planning mistake that could have cost me money. The included wines were perfectly drinkable, and most nights they were plenty. If I had known going in, I could have budgeted for the upgraded beverage package in advance, instead of getting caught off guard trying to do math at the table. So make sure you know what's included before you board, so you protect your wallet and you get to choose instead of react. And that brings me to the big one, the mistake I promised you at the beginning, the one that cost me a whole afternoon. By mid-cruise, I decided dinner meant the main dining room full stop. Then came a long port day. I walked a city for hours, came back wrecked, and still managed to squeeze myself into that hour-plus sit-down dinner, which meant cutting my afternoon in that small town short so I could make it. I traded a place I'd probably never see again for a meal I could have had anywhere. That night someone mentioned the Aquavit Terrace and the lighter casual options. The next port day, I used them, and it was like finding a side door out of a crowded room. Faster, easier, no clock breathing down my neck. The casual venues handed me back my time. And once that clicked, I stopped choosing between the meal and the moment. That's why this one matters the most. It doesn't just change your dinner, it changes how much of the trip you actually get to keep. But fixing your dinner strategy is really only half the battle. If you're heading out on the Danube, there are a few massive surprises about that specific river that nobody warned you about until you're already unpacked. I had to learn this the hard way, but you don't have to. Click the video above and let's travel.